Hello and welcome to all the Takes from Lakes listeners. It is another episode of the Takes from Lakes podcast. I am James, and I'm joined by my fellow, the greatest co-host of all time, Nash Phillips. Nash, how are you doing today?
I feel like this is the first time you've given me credit in an intro. It's usually
Yeah,
worst person ever, Nash Phillips.
Yeah, we would have to get a tally on that. Maybe somebody can go back and listen to every single intro and get a head
That's
count
true.
on the hype ups versus the
Brentley.
Yeah,
Lock in.
Brentley Owen lock in. But yeah, you're doing well. Nothing amazing to report.
Yeah, doing good. Been putting in with that work with Sat Boy, so I'm pretty tired.
Yep.
If I'm talking a little quietly, don't worry about it.
Yep. It's a little bit late. We gotta put Nash to bed so we can log. You don't have a morning workout tomorrow, do you?
No, I do have a bedtime though.
You do have a bedtime though, so we gotta abide by that bedtime. But it is Thursday, April 18th. The NFL draft is exactly a week away from today. NBA playoffs are about to start. Play-ins are going on right now. The second play-in games are happening tomorrow. Transfer portal, college basketball.
Right. James.
Yeah.
I got just one question for you though before we start. It's the fourth quarter. Who are you putting in?
Nick Batum. I saw your name.
Nick Batum.
Yep, exactly. But anyways,
Yeah.
as I was saying, college transfer portal. We'll touch on that a little bit. Nash is pretty excited about his Kansas Jayhawks. It seems like he always is until they lose in the tournament like they did last year. But yeah, I think, and then we'll touch on some MLB that's obviously started a couple weeks ago. We haven't really talked about that, but we felt like we were obligated.
More things for me to be excited about.
Yep, true. We felt like we were obligated to mention that UConn did win the national championship. Not to any surprise to really anybody in this world. But I mean, really just an incredible team. Probably the best team I've seen play. They're up there with that Baylor team from a couple years ago, but UConn just destroyed everyone.
The thing with that, I think there's two teams that I would put above that UConn team that I actually watched. And that would be, the problem is neither of them won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just the nature of March Madness. And I think part of the reason why March Madness is so great and why people were a little bit bored with this year's outcome is that usually the best team doesn't win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Except in select occasions. But I'd say the blue-white Kentucky team that was just loaded with talent. I want to say it's 2015.
Yeah.
And then
15, 14, something like that.
That Gonzaga team that lost to Baylor, I think that was actually a better team.
Yeah. The thing though,
were stacked.
Yeah. That's the thing. UConn, that Gonzaga team, obviously they lost, but they still played that insane. Talk about a sick game, that UCLA game. They played some close games at UConn, dude. I mean, just every single game of the past 2 years in the tourney just has not even been close.
Dude, and 2 years straight. 2 years straight too. They did it as a 4 seed.
I know.
Nobody's really competed with them for it was they went on they were terrible to start the season. The first year they won the chip, and then they went on a 20-game winning streak.
Yeah.
And nobody's touched them since.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, every game's been 13 or more they've won by. It's just unreal. Yeah, Danny Hurley and that squad's got them playing well, and we'll see. When was the last time a team's won 3 straight? Wooden, maybe?
It's not gonna happen, but yeah. Oh.
Did Wooden even win 3 straight?
No, it has to be Wooden, but
yeah. Since then,
nuts.
I mean obviously
that just
it's crazy.
Shows how amazing college basketball is. I'll look it up.
Okay. Wait.
They won 8 straight.
They won 7 consecutive. Yeah, that's insane. But as far as 3 straight since then, not. I mean, who was the last team to go back to back?
Florida went back to back.
Who was the last before them? You would know this better than me, but
hold on, let me just
get a little Google search. But I mean, obviously, just insane.
Because and all the blue bloods really have never done it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Except, I think you have to call UConn a blue blood now.
Yeah, I mean, how many championships do they have? Like 7? More than that? Less than that? I was just ballpark guess.
A lot. Um, I don't even know. My internet's being slightly slow.
Okay. They have 6 championships,
Can you hear me
all
all
of
right?
which, yeah, you're good. All 6 championships, all of which are in the last 25
Okay.
years. 3 in the last 10, obviously
Yeah,
back to back
they were
past
good with
years.
Kevin Ollie too.
Yeah.
They won one with
Uh
Jim Calhoun.
2011, 2014, 04, and 1999.
Okay,
Yeah.
91, 92. Duke won it back to back.
hmm Was that wait.
Um, and then it's the UCLA run,
Okay.
which,
So,
by the
wow.
way, UCLA went back to back 64, 65, then didn't win, and then won
7
7 straight.
straight. Yeah,
So they
it's
won
insane.
9 out of 10, 6 straight. Oh,
So wait,
seven
was
straight.
that Duke? Was that was like Christian Laettner, 1991? I imagine.
I want to say
But yeah, geez, 7
91
straight, it's
Duke
just unreal.
squad.
But believe it was.
Yeah, okay, like Kenny Blakeney. Bobby Hurley was on that team.
Mm, yeah. Talk about a family tree right there.
Leitner, Grant Hill.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Krzyzewski
Well,
was still the coach. Wow. Okay. So something that we planned on just glazing over. Um, but whatever.
yeah.
Good
Um,
talk, you know?
but with the end of the college basketball season comes the craziness of the transfer portal. I've been following it along pretty
Mm-hmm.
well, especially helps having a team
Here,
that is in the midst of the transfer portal, but we can touch on that a little bit.
let me pull up. I'll screen share the rankings.
Okay.
I think that's helpful for the people.
Yeah. I
Also just gives
know,
us some talking points.
yeah. I know the number
Mm,
one was like the
I want to
Arizona
say it's John L.
big.
Davis.
I think John L on
Oh, Umar
24/7. I think
Ballo.
John L, yeah, but I think Bala was 1, John L was 2.
Maxime
Forget.
Reynaud was I think on three is probably the best. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm
I
gonna
think actually on
go ahead and
3,
share my
not
screen.
24/7, on 3 had Bala 1. Bala's going to Indiana. John L hasn't committed, but we can probably say
Well,
Michigan.
okay. So Maxime Reynaud entered the
Tucker
transfer portal,
DeVries. Uh-huh.
but he's going back to Stanford.
Okay. So
And he's
Balo,
listed at number one.
yeah. Hmm.
So it's Balo. Wow. He came from NBA Academy Latin America.
Wow. Molly.
What? How did I
Interesting.
not know that? That's so
Hmm.
cool. He's got a
Yeah.
very strange shaped head, but he's
Yeah,
tough.
that's
Um,
the picture doesn't do
John L.
him justice.
Davis, who everybody like hates on for the shot he took against
Yeah. I
Northwestern.
mean, we could probably say Michigan. I mean, that
Um,
definitely would be the leading, obviously, with Dusty May going over there. Malik Mack, Harvard
Tucker
freshman.
DeVries. So yeah,
Go on.
yeah. Malik Mack is so
So
good.
good.
Put up like
Syracuse was in like
27
his
on
top
Indiana.
5, but
PJ
Georgetown.
Haggerty's like,
hmm
yeah. People were hating on him going to Georgetown because they're like terrible, but I mean, he single handedly could turn them around.
Yeah. They've had a pretty good
PJ
portal too.
Haggerty is good. PJ Haggerty can really shoot it. Tucker DeVries, like it's not really a transfer. He's just gonna go play for his dad.
Yeah.
His dad got the job at West Virginia. So
Cool. Hmm.
and then you get to AJ Store. Now, admittedly, for a KU team that shot the ball so poorly last year, we're getting a guy who, like, while he's really good at creating his own shot, like I know you watched a lot of him, James. Like he takes some
hmm
bad shots.
Yeah, you definitely wasn't the greatest at putting up the most efficient shots, but I think Bill Self could definitely shine some light on that part of his
Yeah,
game. But have
and
you
it's
seen
not
like,
necessarily.
go on.
No, continue.
I was just saying, have
I
you
want to hear
seen
this.
like the history of like AJ Store with like all the transferring and stuff from like high school to high school and then college to college? Like every year he's been in a new spot. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
crazy.
pretty
But
nuts. But I mean, so right now, KU's just looking insanely stacked. Even with Furphy leaving, I didn't even mention today that we've got 5-star #1 center in the class, Floyd Badunga,
Mm-hmm.
coming in too to back up Dickinson. This dude Clifford Omoruyi, is like he's not crystal ball to Kansas, but he's definitely talking with
Yeah.
Kansas. Adu's really good. I think if Omoruyi commits though, uh,
Mm,
Badunga's gone. Great Ozabor was somebody like people were really excited about in the
yeah.
NCAA tournament, and then kind of didn't play all that well.
Mm-hmm.
Cannon
Ken Carlisle.
Carlisle, former 5-star on a lot of platforms. It looks like on On3 he was a 4-star.
Mm-hmm. Indiana's
Zeke
having a really
Mayo,
good portal.
yeah. Indiana's got Balo as well,
Yeah. Two top
and
11.
somebody else, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I forget
I
who it
think there's
is.
another one. Miles
Miles Rice. That's
Rice.
right.
Oh
Miles
yeah.
Rice. Yeah.
Miles Rice.
Hmm. Mark
Which like
Mitchell.
wow.
Yeah.
And then
Definitely some big
I've
names.
heard that Jeremy Roach could be a Jayhawk.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Although like
Yeah,
that's unlikely.
because I believe they
Just
recruited
because
him
we
out of
don't
high
have that
school, I
many
believe, right?
scholarships. Yeah. We're still operating on like the deficit of
Mm-hmm.
scholarships from like the infractions. So we have to like cut like it's like 1 or 2 scholarships every year
Yeah,
for
it
the next couple of
sucks.
years.
Hmm.
Um
Golden going to
Mark Mitchell is
Michigan.
going to go to Mizzou, which is
Wow.
like the lame version of committing to Kansas.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, Zeke Mayo, everybody's super excited about. He's a fantastic shooter, which is like something that we need. And he can also do it off the bounce, which is something Furphy struggled with.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Yeah.
yeah, Mark Mitchell's really good. Like I would have liked to get him, but it's
Yeah.
whatever. I don't
Rylan
understand why
Griffin, KU as
yeah.
well.
Rylan Griffin, another lights out shooter projected to go to KU. And the other thing that's nice is although Store will transfer after this year, or go to the NBA probably. Both him and Rylan Griffin are sophomores, which is
Yeah,
cool.
true. Yeah.
Miles Rice is so good. Like, I don't understand how he's at 17, honestly. Like, I just love his game.
I mean, he was the number one scorer on Wazoo last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Pac-12 Freshman of the Year.
Wow. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
Indiana, dude. Jeez.
Jeremy Roach is really good.
Yeah.
Um, Michael Ajayi. That's not Joel Ayayi's brother. I thought it was for a second, but two
Hmm.
different names. It's Terrence Edwards. I mean, I don't know why you'd go to Louisville, but
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, great player.
I think Louisville
Javon
got
Porter.
Ali Khalifa too, I believe. Let me double check
Really?
that. Yeah, they got a big um hold up.
Kentucky's getting some guy who like's been on a mission for 2 years and like was gonna go
Hmm.
to BYU, and he's like
That's
nice.
kind of fun. Yeah, Louisville got Ali Khalifa as well.
Wow.
But so they
Um,
are getting guys shot. They
Mizzou
actually
is
are
having a
fielding a
good
team.
Mizzou is having a good transfer portal.
Yeah.
Javon Porter, I mean, don't actually love his game.
Robbie Avila to
The
St.
the
Louis.
the dynamic duo of out of Belmont, Cade Tyson and Jacoby Gillespie. And it looks like oh yeah, you said that. Robbie Avila to
Yeah.
St. Louis, which like
I just
that's
not figuring
so
that out.
lame.
Wow.
I would have
I
loved to
know.
see him play Power 5 ball.
Yeah, I think everyone would have.
He might not have gotten that many looks though, to be honest. His game
Yeah,
just
that's
doesn't really
true.
fit.
Yeah. Brendan Huntley
Brandon
Hatfield,
Huntley
NC State.
Hatfield. I
Yeah.
love Brandon Huntley Hatfield, but he
Yeah,
won't
he's a
stop
dog.
transferring.
Where was he at before Louisville?
Tennessee.
Hmm, gotcha.
Jordan Pope, the leading scorer from Oregon State, just lights it up.
Hmm.
Piguse. I feel like that's the guy that hit
Yeah, the three to beat
the
UVA.
game
I think
winner.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Auburn. Hmm.
Javon Small was the only good player on OSU this year.
Mahoney or Mahaney. I remember him
Sorry,
from
no,
St.
Javon
Mary's.
Small. Oh,
Yeah,
Mahaney.
yeah.
Dylan Mitchell's a super athlete.
Oh, the
Gosh, I
big
mean,
from
the
Yale
transfer
too.
portal's stacked.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Danny Wolf probably gonna go to Michigan.
Yeah.
Tramon Mark. Although Arkansas was really terrible. Kylan
Yeah.
Boswell's been a little disappointing, but he's really good. Malik Di, like a lot of these like irrelevant mid-major guys. Like I think some of the mid-major guys are overrated in this year's transfer
Hmm.
class.
Okay.
I do like Darlin Stone DeBar, but It's
Hmm.
partly because he has a really cool name.
That might be part of it. Hmm.
Page's son going to Cal, probably.
Yeah. Pac-12 to Pac-12. Hmm. Yeah, definitely pretty interesting to follow and
Yeah, I
different
mean,
with the NIL going around as well. But
like
new era of college basketball.
to me, these rankings are like, I don't know.
It's kind of
Because
just it kind of just gets jumbled up. Like you can really get in tiers. Like you have the
yeah,
top guys and then it just everyone else.
well, okay, but like look at this, right? So Dylan Mitchell is ranked ahead of Tyrese Hunter. We watched that game. Regardless of points, Tyrese Hunter was a far more valuable piece than
Yeah.
Dylan Mitchell.
Hmm.
Um, like averaged 9.6 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, shot 58% from the field. That's a good season.
Yeah.
But
Terry Sonny.
never mind.
Terry Sonny
I
actually
stand.
better
I mean, I
stats.
stand.
But still, we were at that game regardless.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan Mitchell is just like a lob warrior
Hmm.
to me.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I feel like
I don't know why he's transferring though. Like that's another guy who, when he transferred from Iowa State to Texas, people thought he was going to go to KU.
hmm. But yeah, that's a
But
transfer
like,
portal.
I hate to say this because I low key don't want to be number one
Hmm.
in the preseason rankings. But like right now, we definitely would be
Yeah.
because it's like Dewan, who's like all American contender point guard. AJ Stores like was the best player in Wisconsin.
Hmm.
Zeke Mayo, conference player of the year. KJ Adams, who's crazy. Dickinson, who's an All American. And then like 5 star off the bench, former 5 star off the bench, 4 star off the bench, Florida transfer off the bench,
Yeah.
and then Clements off the bench. Like, I mean, we just be crazy
Hmm.
tough.
Yeah. Definitely.
And Rylan Griffin.
Hmm. Yeah. Definitely looking pretty good for the Jayhawks, but that is a transfer portal. Lots of people flown around, but do we want to get into obscure stats? Probably should have not done
Whoa.
that before transfer portal. Do you want
Is
to
this
wait?
football?
Uh, yes,
This
it
has to be
is.
football, right?
Yeah, it is.
Let
Mm,
me just see what they
Louisville
have.
number 1. And
It's
that's
not.
basketball.
No, it's football.
I didn't really see.
It's not.
Okay. Anyways, you want to get into obscure stat?
I yeah. Would you like to go first?
Sure. Mine relates to sort of the college football NFL draft topic. Basically, it's about Marvin Harrison Jr., obviously the best wide receiver prospect in this class and the best in a while, honestly. That's up for debate. But the highest speed that Marvin Harrison Jr. reached last season was 22.2 miles per hour, and that is the same miles per hour as the fastest ball carrier in the NFL last year, which was DK Metcalf at 22.2 as well. So he actually ran a higher top speed than Tyreek Hill, zero point 0.2 miles per hour higher, and the exact same speed as the fastest ball carrier in all of the NFL last season, which I just saw that and was like, well, that's kind of insane because some people hating the speed say he's not athletic enough, but he obviously is. Didn't test, didn't
Yeah. That's like
work out his
shocking.
pro day, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. But yeah, you want to stop sharing your screen there?
Wow, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that people like to know. Um,
Yeah,
that's all right.
here I can
Let
just
me hold on. Can you stop it from your end?
stop. Yeah, I got you.
And all right, wait.
Okay, you're
Am
good.
I not
Yeah,
sharing
you're
screen
good.
anymore?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yep. It's lots of empty
let's
silence right now.
look. Okay, here's my Okay, so obviously Steph Curry, most games played with 7+ 3-pointers. That makes sense.
Hmm.
Who do you think is second, and how big do you think the difference is?
With 7+ 3-pointers.
Hmm.
Ray Allen. Is it Ray
No,
Allen?
it's
Seven
not.
plus. Is it Clay?
But Ray Allen has 22. Clay.
It's Clay. How many does Steph have?
Clay has 50.
Steph,
Okay, so Clay has 50. How many do you think Steph has?
gosh, like 200,
It's
100.
134, but
Yeah,
um
I overshot it and made you look like an
he's
idiot.
got 80 more.
That's still,
Yeah, I
God.
know. I made
I
my
hate when people do
stat.
that.
I feel like
Oh,
we
like
both do that
500.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Um
Still though,
um
80 get a
but yeah,
full
so
season's
Steph
difference.
by 84 yeah, a full season's difference. And like there's not a single player in the top like 50 who played before like Ray Allen pretty much.
Yeah, wow, that's insane. Where's like Harden? Is he top five?
Fourth.
Fourth, yeah.
Fifth is Buddy Hield.
Really?
Sixth is J.R. Smith ahead of Ray Allen.
What? That's
Terry
insane.
Rozier's in the top 10.
With the most games of 7+ 3-pointers, Terry Rozier's in the top 10.
Terry Rozier has 20.
That could be an obscure stat in itself. Wow. My
Yeah.
gosh. Hmm.
Um, Anthony Simons already has 17.
You might get up there,
D'Lo
dude.
has 20.
Wow. I didn't know Anthony Simons was
Ryan
really a shooter like
Anderson
that.
has 15. One more than Tatum.
Gosh, because Tatum will go like 6 for freaking 20 from three. But
Uh,
hmm,
Hilarious. JJ Redick only 13.
wow. Yeah, because some of these good shooters, like they were the best shooters in the
Never
league. They
got
just really,
volume.
yeah, they never really shot it that much.
Corver's not even like on the lease on the
Yeah.
list. All
Hmm.
right. That's a fun one. I
That
feel
was a good
like your
one.
stat was like more obscure, but that was a fun one to talk
Yeah, that was
about.
good.
Um,
But you mentioned the sport of basketball,
ooh,
and
my favorite.
with the sort of middle of spring as we get into summer, that means that the NBA playoff time is here. And
So, just
yep.
for those of you who don't know, right? Every season, the teams that win the most games play in what's called the playoffs.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Correct.
And then the teams that do good in the playoffs move forward.
Uh-huh.
And then they get to what's called the finals.
That is correct.
That's where they crown a champion.
We'll quiz the audience later, but we'll put
Hmm.
out a poll on the Insta on do the good teams or bad teams make the playoffs? We'll see what if you can get that question right. But yes, the playoffs, as Nash said, the good teams that win the most. Technically, you could not win. You could win less games in a team and get in over them because of the play-in tournament, but that's besides the point.
Indeed.
But play-ins happened or are happening. Lakers won their game. They will be playing the Nuggets, who are the 2 seed, and Sixers won, who will be playing the Knicks. That's a really interesting series.
Hmm.
Knicks are the 2 seed. So as far as matchups go, in the East, 1v8, Celtics versus either Bulls or Heat.
The
Heat or without
Bulls.
Jimmy. Yeah, probably gonna be the Bulls. Heat or without Jimmy Butler. Even if the Heat win, he's out for the first round, I believe, or close to it.
Yeah.
2 versus 7, like I said, is Sixers, Knicks. 3 versus 6 is it Pacers,
Bucks,
Bucks?
Pacers,
Yeah. And then 4-5 is Cavs, who?
Magic.
That's right, the Magic. It's freaking
Dude,
five
the
seed. That's
Magic had the
insane.
quietest rebuild ever.
I know. Literally
Um,
nobody's talked about it.
I just like to say I thought that whole or like me explaining what the playoffs are was gonna be like really funny.
Uh-huh.
And it like in my head it was hilarious.
Uh-huh.
And like it really wasn't.
Yeah, well,
So
maybe
I'm
some
sorry.
audience members thought it was hilarious too. Some people find you shockingly funny, so I wouldn't be surprised. But those are the matches for the East. In the West, like I said, Lakers won their playing game. They'll be playing the 2 seed Nuggets. Thunder are the 1 seed. Pretty insane. They tied with the Nuggets. We got the tiebreaker. They will be playing either the Kings or the Pelicans. Whoever wins that game tomorrow. Timberwolves versus Suns, and Clippers versus Mavericks. But where do
Yep.
we want to start
So
for kind of
yeah, I
previewing these
mean,
series?
the West is like crazy
Really is, and
and just like
anybody
super
could get out.
competitive.
Literally,
Yeah.
like any of those 8 teams can make the finals. And I wouldn't even be like, that's crazy, you know?
I see everybody hating on like the one seed Thunder and the T-Wolves for being young. But
Hmm.
like honestly, I don't know that like I think the experienced teams are just like a little washed. Like I think people and
Really,
this
I
is
think the
natural.
Nuggets like will make the finals again. I
I think
think
the
that
Nuggets are
I
okay.
put
The
money on
Nuggets,
it.
that's not like I wouldn't call them like, the teams that people are saying are going to make the finals. It's like,
Like Clippers,
oh, the
Suns.
Suns are going to go on a run, or the Clippers, or
Yeah.
what have you. And like, I think people tend to live in the past. Like, yes, Durant and Beal are still really good, but like, this is Durant's worst season of his career.
Yeah.
If you actually watch him play,
Hmm.
um, Clippers, their whole team is just getting older. The
Yeah.
Lakers have no chance, by the way. Um,
Although who knows? Hey, they
no,
beat the who they beat first round last year. That was like shock. Was it Grizzlies?
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
I mean,
but yeah, Nuggets, it's tough draw.
I could see them taking out the Nuggets just because I think that's the hardest matchup for Jokic.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Anthony Davis in the playoffs has the potential to be like an all-time great defender.
Hmm.
Um, and like just their depth. I mean, they don't really have any guards that can hang with Jamal Murray
Yeah.
defensively. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that'll be an interesting series, but I think the Lakers just aren't that good for some reason.
Yeah. I mean,
Michael Porter might be a little bit shaken by his brother's lifetime ban. We'll
gosh, it's actually
see.
in like have you read that? Like that's an
Yes, it's
insane the whole
so
story is
nuts.
insane.
It's like it's so much more blatant than like any of the other betting
Yeah.
scandals.
Like
Like
bro just bet on himself to like hit the under and he would like fake a sickness that oh my God, it's actually insane.
so
But
nuts.
lifetime ban
Dude, how did
for
they catch
his
him for
brother.
that?
Yeah, I don't know actually. I never really looked into that, but shout out, well, anti shout out Jonte Porter from getting a lifetime ban from the NBA, but shout out Michael Porter Jr. for being not a gambling addict on himself. But yeah, I mean the Nuggets,
Yeah.
if I were to bet on a team in the West to make the finals, it'd probably be the Nuggets. There's really not that much of a reason not to. They tied for the 1 seed. Obviously, Jokic is probably the MVP. I think you can agree with me on that. Or you say think it's like
Yeah,
Shea
I
or
mean,
Luca.
I wish it was Luca, but like it
Luca's got it.
should be
He's got to
Jokic.
get one of these years. But I mean, is it
I
is it
saw
three?
something that was like I saw something that was like Embiid didn't win the MVP because like Adam Silver's afraid of Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that too. Who
Did you
it was
see
an
that?
NBA player that said that. Who was it? Was it Malik Beasley? It was Beasley that
Oh,
tweeted that out. Um, but
dude, shout out Malik Beasley.
yeah, but yeah,
That's real.
Jokic. Is it 3 straight? Did he were the two he won the past 2 years?
No, because Embiid won last
Embiid
year.
won last. So three out of the past 4 years. Pretty insane run from Jokic. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody wants to play the Nuggets in the playoffs. Lakers might put up a fight, but I'll pick
Yeah,
the Nuggets out of
I
that
mean,
one.
um, I think I like the Mavs over the Clippers.
Yeah, that's a really
It's a really good series.
good
It's really
series.
interesting. Like Kawhi's health is a big concern
Hmm.
because, like, I mean, obviously, like rewind like 5 years, and the Clippers would be like the best team ever assembled.
Yeah.
But like, they're just not that anymore.
Hmm.
Westbrook is a shell of himself.
Yeah.
Harden has been playing good, but he's a shell of himself. Kawhi can't stay healthy. Paul George has lost a step, despite still being really smooth.
Yeah.
Shout out Erica Badu.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Kawhi is day to day right now with a knee injury.
yeah.
Like
But I think
he's had a
like
knee injury like every day the past 3 years. So
I think the Mavericks are underrated in some like area in like the way that their team plays around Luca and Kyrie is like actually terrific because
Yeah.
Luca is one of the best at throwing lobs in the entire league. You've got Derek Lively, who was astounding his rookie year,
Hmm.
and Daniel Gafford, one of the most efficient big men. So that's not only a great rim protecting duo, but
Yeah.
just elite
Hmm.
for as a lob threat.
Also,
PJ
real quick, do you remember when
Washington.
you said Jaden Hardy was gonna be better than Jalen Brunson?
Whoa.
You said that. I just wanted to bring that up.
Oh,
Oh, rough take. But we can
dude.
move on past.
Wait,
You
when
love
when was that? Like
like
what
right when he got
context?
drafted. You were just like, oh, Jaden Hardy like draft steal, like he's gonna be better than Jalen Brunson because like the Mavericks lost Jalen Brunson and
Yeah.
they got Jaden Hardy, like oh he's
Oh,
gonna be better
that
than. But yeah.
sucks. See,
Anyways,
that wouldn't even be like I feel like certain things could have gone like he was never going to be better than Jalen Brunson, but like that could be a less atrocious take if like first of all the Mavericks never got Kyrie.
I don't want any excuses. That was just a bad take. Even if Jalen Brunson didn't
Well,
go after the Knicks, that's just like it was a crazy thing to say. I don't know why you said that,
I don't feel like it
but
seemed that it wasn't that like
you just
it was
liked him because he was
nuts.
like good in high school and he was like he was good coming out of high school. And that was like your really only
He's just
reasoning for
okay.
that.
He's still the only thing like he's still an elite scorer to me.
Okay, well
Like
that's like
put
every
him
player in the NBA.
in another. No, I think he's like in the right system. He's like a 20-25 point per game scorer. He just can't defend worth anything. So like he's never gonna get the like he's a terrible defender.
Okay. Anyways, moving on from that, Nash did say Jaden Hardy was gonna be better than Jalen Brunson,
That's
but
so bad.
I know it
Oh
is
my
pretty bad.
god.
I remember that. I just thought of that when I saw
Well,
his
like
name.
you can't expect me to be like to not like try to defend myself a little bit when it's something that like
I mean, yeah, it is pretty hard to just admit your defeat
well
because that's human
I can
nature.
admit it when it's
But
like something less crazy. Like that's just aged so poorly because Jalen Brunson's been so good.
yeah. Anyways, yeah,
Um
the Luka Kyrie pairing actually has been pretty
yeah, it's like
uh
actually good.
like really well. Kyrie's um played really well this year,
Well,
honestly.
and
And
just
it's been
like
fun to
everybody
watch.
on that team can stroke it, Dante
Exactly.
Exum
Yeah.
has been good this year. Hardy's a pure scorer off the bench.
Hmm.
Derek Jones has been starting, which I don't really understand, but he's super athletic.
Yeah.
He can't really shoot, but that's
No.
whatever.
Yeah.
PJ Washington, kind of a dog. He actually has like a post bag too.
Hmm. Tim
Um,
Hardaway's always been a
Tim
dog.
Hardaway off the bench. Um, who's the small forward off the bench? Because
Was
Hardaway's
Grant
been playing
Williams,
like
but he's
four.
gone.
It's
Um,
it's not Kleba,
who
it's
the
not
wait
Powell.
the power
They
forward?
both get minutes. They play Hardaway at the four,
Uh,
or like they'll say he's like listed like
so
as
who's
like
a
the
small
backup four.
forward? Is that who you're
It's
asking?
like uh I I know
Josh Green.
this. Yeah, Josh Green.
Yeah.
There you go. Who's also been fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Two Aussies on the team. Three if you count Kyrie, actually.
We will for
That's kind of
your
cool.
sake. Yeah. But so you like Mavericks in that series against
Yeah.
Clippers?
I
Yeah.
I wish I didn't because like it hurts me to bet against a team that like looks so stacked.
Hmm.
But like I
Yeah.
don't
Then
know.
again, I mean, Kawhi, dude, like your knees,
You never know.
they're just not quite in tip-top shape, which is not what you want
Yeah.
down the stretch in the spring and summer. But yeah, so that's definitely an interesting series. Another one is the Suns versus the Timberwolves.
Wow. Hold on, just gonna stop you really quick. I
Uh
don't know if you've seen this. Corinne got eliminated by Keegan.
really? And Senior Assassin?
And guess who got the assist?
Who?
Donnie.
Oh my God, that's insane. But shout out Ocean Lake Senior Assassin.
Shout out Ocean Lake Senior Assassin. Nice
Might try and
work,
get my target
Tegan.
tomorrow morning, by the way. Potentially.
Just
But
tell
wow,
everybody who it is, James.
I would never do such a thing. Um, but as I was saying. before we got that breaking news announcement for Ocean Lake Senior
Yeah.
Assassin. Timberwolves Suns. Suns obviously got all the guys. Didn't really perform in the regular. I mean, I'm sure I didn't really keep following them, but I'm sure they deal with a lot of injuries. How many games did KD play this year?
Um,
Let's see.
I think he played a decent amount, but
Played
like
75. Okay. Bradley Beal played 53. Grayson Allen's been great for them. But yeah, Timberwolves,
here's my
Suns.
thing.
Yeah.
So just like from a size standpoint, right? Like obviously Booker and Conley, Beal and Edwards, like there's nothing crazy there. But then it's Grayson Allen who's like what?
What do you?
Um
Oh, as far as size goes?
it's not what does it not say? 6'4" versus Jaden McDaniels, who's 6'9", and then Towns versus Durant, which like obviously Durant's 7 foot, but like Towns is easily like I'd say the best post power forward,
Yeah.
unless you're counting Anthony Davis as a power forward, but
Yeah, I
I'm
mean, he
not.
probably is, but
Um,
plays five for the Lakers.
and then like Rudy Gobert is 7'1" to Nurkic is 6'10".
Yeah.
And there's depth concerns with the Suns. Like they've had guys step up. Okogie's been decent. Bull's been better this year. Eubanks has been all
Yeah.
right. Royce O'Neal. But like
They've pretty
it's
much
nothing
been
to write
running
home
like a
about.
7-man rotation with like
Yeah,
some guys spotting in here and there.
it's
Um,
really nothing to write home about. And the Timberwolves are fresh and young, and the Timberwolves
they're
are
hungry.
sneaky deep. Nikhil Alexander Walker off the bench, solid. We know how TJ Warren likes to go off in the playoffs. He's
Hmm.
off the bench. Kyle Anderson, one of the most underrated defenders in the league, also off the bench. Nas Reed, who's been terrific all year, coming off the
Yeah.
bench. So to me, again, everybody's saying, like the young teams. I like the Suns. I don't think Durant. I can't say Durant is worse than Anthony Edwards. Actually, screw it.
Uh-huh.
I think Anthony Edwards is a bigger threat in this series than Kevin Durant.
I don't
Nothing
hate
Kevin
it.
Durant's
Yeah.
shown me in the last 2 years has shown me that he's like
I mean,
an
statistically, he's
X
like
factor that's like gonna will a team. He's still
been,
good. He's still
yeah,
amazing. But
27 on 52 from the field. 52
um,
2% from the field. Oh,
and then like Beal's been red hot. McDaniel's one of the best defenders in the league on KD. But like, and then you got Beal versus Edwards, I guess. I'm taking Edwards every time. And they still don't have a true point guard. Like Booker's not a great distributor. Nurkic is not a presence in the paint. And you got this huge liability out there in Grayson Allen where it's like, yes, he's been good this year, but it's the playoffs.
yeah.
Like, you can't trip people
Hmm.
every single play.
Exactly. But
Um, I just really do hate Grayson Allen. It's like
I think that's kind of the general consensus for NBA fans. But yeah. But yeah, that is the Sun series. So seems like you're going with the Timberwolves. I will probably go with them as well, but I would imagine that
um
one goes to 6 or 7, assuming
let's
everyone
continue.
stays
We we
healthy.
we talked about the Nuggets are easily winning, I think,
Yeah, Thunder
against the Lakers.
versus is Zion out for their playing game tomorrow? I think he is,
Um
right?
who would they play again? The
Kings.
Kings.
Yeah.
God, I feel like they could still win that.
Let's see. Is Zion?
Yeah, he's out,
Yeah, he's out.
but
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I don't
still.
know.
I mean, at Pelicans, I don't know. It's tough.
I mean, it just depends on whether Fox is like,
Gonna ball.
yeah, Malik Monk is big for that.
Yeah. But as far as the Thunder go for the playoffs, shocking. Well, I guess, yeah, shocking 1 seed. Still in the midst of their rebuild. They still have a crap ton of picks to use. But obviously, Shea's been an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
If Jokic
So like,
wasn't insane, he probably would win it. He was up there with Luka
yeah.
at least, but average 30 this year. Jalen Williams a really good year. Chet obviously would be rookie of the year if not for Wemby's insane year. Josh Giddey's
Hmm.
always there, Lou Dort, but yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I think
all young.
their defense is an underrated part of their game that
Hmm.
like a lot of people fail to appreciate just because of like obviously they've got a lot of big personalities and it's just like a really fun team in general. But like they can play gritty basketball. And I think that's something that people are really overlooking despite their youth. Um,
Yeah.
they're getting overlooked a lot. So I think if the Kings win, to me, that's like an easy win for the Thunder in the first round, right?
Yeah.
Because like Shea's a really underrated defender on Fox. And he just, I mean, he just outclasses Fox in that matchup to me. Um, and then it's like Giddy versus Herter and Monk. I obviously like two completely different play styles, but like Giddy's underrated. God, I mean, I can't speak good about him given the allegations, but like
Yeah. Hey,
he's
there
been good.
he's cleared, right?
Yeah, Lou Dort's like a terrific defender.
Yeah, one of the best in the
So
league.
like locks down Harrison Barnes, Jalen Williams. I think similar deal with Keegan Murray. Like if anybody's guarding Keegan Murray and like hit the pick and roll game or pick and pop game there, it's it's Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
And then obviously Holmgren has been a great defender.
Hmm.
So it's tough. But what do you think? So Pelicans win tomorrow night.
Okay.
Zion is healthy against the Thunder. In that
Hmm.
scenario, walk me through
Oof.
your thoughts. I feel like that's a bad
Yeah.
matchup.
Yeah, I don't love it for them. I could see Zion just absolutely. I mean, I imagine they'd put probably. I mean, does Lou Dort have the size to match up with Zion? Probably like was six
No. I
four.
mean,
Zion's like what, like 6'8"?
he's
I
not even
mean,
Zion's like six
just
six, but
he's just massive. I mean, they probably put Lou Dort in him. I don't
yeah.
think they'd put
Zion's only
so.
6'6".
Okay, he's just obviously huge, but I don't necessarily hate it for them. I would still expect them to
Jalen
win.
Williams is 6'5".
6'5", small forward, but. I mean, I even
He
if
plays
Zion's
power forward for
healthy,
them.
yeah, but he's like a
And Dort
small
is six
forward.
four.
Yeah,
And then what's funny is Giddy is 6'8". And then
he's their shooting guard. It's kind of funny, yeah. But
and Shea is 6'6". So he's taller than
Shay's
like
taller
the
than Jalen
small.
Williams.
The
Yeah,
guards are taller than the forwards.
and then there's like Chet running the five, right?
Who's 7'1".
Yeah,
Yeah.
who would like has pretty
I
much
think it's a
guard
bad
skills.
matchup because like Valanciunas is like pretty beefy,
Mm-hmm.
and like nobody on that team is guarding Zion.
Yeah.
Although, like, you can make a case that like I guess put Chet on Zion,
I would not want to do that. I think you
but
got to
like
put Lou Dort on
Valanciunas is
Zion.
too big. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess.
I
Like Lou
well,
Dort
you
is
probably
really
put
strong.
Chet on BI, wouldn't you? I
Chet on
imagine.
Ingram,
Yeah, I don't know who else you put him on. Well, you probably put him on
Giddy.
Valanciunas.
I mean, Giddy's a lengthy defender, or Jalen Williams,
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
like Herb Jones isn't really like that big of an offensive threat.
Hmm.
Um,
Chet has
I
been
think
guarding fives all
McCollum is
year,
just plays
though. So
yeah. McCollum just plays super under control and like there's not really a whole lot SJ can do other than just be better than him. And then I think like obviously Brandon Ingram is like an insane scorer. And then nobody's stopping Zion.
yeah.
Plus, like the Thunder have no size off the bench. Kenrich
Hmm.
Williams is their backup five.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Like
But yeah, I mean, it could be a bad draw for the Thunder. It'll be a tough
it
way to
really
end their
could be.
promising season, but I would expect them to come out of that series.
I think regardless, do you
Yep.
like the Mavs over the Thunder? Man,
Uh, nah. I mean. The only team that probably take over the Thunder would probably be Nuggets and T-Wolves, I think, at this point. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We should
I
probably
think
get
the
to the Eastern
Nuggets T-Wolves would
Conference.
be an insane
That would be
yeah.
insane.
I think it's really way up in the air in the West. The Eastern Conference, the Celtics are making it out.
If they don't, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised. I would expect them. I think they're a lock to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals if they meet like then. I mean, I'd be scared of the Bucks just because of the Bucks. I wouldn't really be worried about the Knicks. But I mean, Knicks Sixers, that's a really, really good series.
Who
Embiid's
do you think
healthy.
so in the bottom of that bracket, like who would like the team that would face the Celtics? Who's the most like scary to you?
Um, I mean, it would have been the Heat if Jimmy was healthy, but obviously we can rule that out. Honestly, probably in the bottom, I want to say Sixers, but I really don't have a reason to because Embiid has never played well in the playoffs. We've owned the Sixers in
Yeah.
the playoff. I mean, owned we did take in the seven last year. Um,
Like
but they're really not playing bad. Embiid's fully healthy, so I'd be scared. I'm more scared of them than the Pacers. Bulls,
I think
obviously,
like the
Magic.
Giannis health thing and the fact that Doc Rivers is an atrocious
God, I
coach.
cannot, dude. The fact they hired
It's
him
like
mid-season, dude,
so mind numbing.
actually
Doesn't
so
make
over.
any sense to me.
It really doesn't.
Honestly, I think especially with Giannis like being out, um, I think the Pacers are gonna win that series.
Is he out the whole series, just like the first couple games?
I don't know if he's
I think
out
it's
the
first
whole
couple.
series,
Yeah,
but
that's tough.
like
I mean,
okay, so
they lost first round last year.
in past years, or like even the Bucks before they had Doc Rivers, um, like Zion could be out. Okay, 7 hours ago, Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo to miss another 2 to 4 weeks with calf injury,
Hmm.
so he could be out the whole series.
Damn, that would be tough.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Dame time.
even if he's not, like if I put three or like say pre Doc Rivers or like last year, if you give the Pacers like a 2, 3 game advantage with Giannis being out, I would have taken the Bucks. But like 2-0 Pacers, Giannis comes back. I think I'd take the Pacers. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that. I mean, as far
um,
as the roster goes, you got Dame, obviously Chris Middleton's healthy, right? Like 100%. Yeah, he's
yeah,
healthy. Yeah, I mean, Brook Lopez at the five. Their forward probably be Jay Crowder. I mean, it's
yeah,
really
or
not
like
an ideal
Beauchamp.
playoff. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he only averaged like 13 minutes. I
I
wonder if
mean,
they really give him that
what they
minutes.
should do is start Portis, but they're
Yeah,
not gonna do that.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't like that either. And I mean, the Pacers, they've played well really all season. I mean, obviously Halliburton's been their dog.
Siakam's a dog. That was such a, like
Siakam.
a quiet acquiring.
Nobody, yeah, nobody talked about that move. But Matherin,
Um,
obviously Turner, Neesmith's
Mathurin
been a
off the
nice role
bench is
piece.
so tough. The fact that they run two like playmakers in Nemhard and Halliburton
Kind of
at the
sick.
1 and 2 is kind of sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Isaiah Jackson is like an underrated rim protector off the bench. I mean, they're
Hmm.
good, man. Um,
Yeah.
I think we'll get to the Magic Cavs. I want to talk like the Sixers. Like, obviously, there's no reason. Like, the precedent is obviously terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the
I think
Sixers
if
won
this,
two less games than the Bucks, and they're the 17. The Bucks are the three, and three less games than the
yeah,
Knicks. You know,
and
not like
like
they're
we
barely
would have
snuck
been,
in.
we would have been the second seed if Embiid was healthy all year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but
But
literally
like,
any team two through
it's
seven just
based,
like interchangeable.
yeah, like health is so important. Sixers fully healthy right now. You got to think like back to how good they looked at the beginning of the season, and you just have to hope that like Embiid. I think like that last night was one of the first times I've seen Embiid decide to like have some dog in him. Like
That's a
he
good
did
sign.
not have he didn't have a good game. Like did you watch?
No, I didn't.
he was bad. He was like 4 of 13 going into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But he had like, despite that, he had an amazing fourth quarter, 2 of 2 from downtown, grabbed like an offensive board and got a crazy and one. Um, like he turned it on in the fourth quarter and like showed some urgency, whereas like the Sixers used to defer to Harden in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Um, plus I think having Nick Nurse is a huge advantage
Yeah, it really is.
compared to previous years. Like, I mean, I think Celtics were a better team than the Sixers last year, but like in that series, Nick Nurse versus Doc Rivers, I think the Sixers would have taken home
Yeah.
in that game 6.
Yeah. Celtics,
Um,
obviously, and like as far as their coaching went last year, they were, I mean, they had nobody helping Mazzulla. There was kind of just him thrown in there. But I mean, Nick Nurse, he is one of the best coaches in the league for a reason. That's why I think, I mean, the Sixers could easily make a sneaky run, and end up playing
yeah,
the Celtics
like
in the conference finals.
the Knicks without Randall, it's tough because like obviously Brunson's been so good, but he's what? Like, and obviously like he's beaten the height disadvantage all of his career,
Hmm.
but he's 6'2". He's not athletic.
Yeah.
Um, and he doesn't really have a team around him. Hartenstein is their starting center.
Yeah.
Like, not cannot contain Embiid. Anunoby is a great wing defender. You probably put him on Maxi. Um, you know, who's coming off the bench at the 4 or starting at
Uh,
the 4?
Achua, Bogdanovich. They probably run him at the 3 though.
Um,
Achua,
I guess Achua.
Mitch Robinson off the
DiVincenzo at the
bench.
2. Mitchell Robinson, I think, is hurt.
Let's see.
Josh Hart
Nice,
might start at
healthy.
the 4.
That's
Like Miles
pretty small
McBride.
though.
Um, I mean, like just compare that to the experience of Lowry, healed off the bench.
Maxi's
You
just
know,
been balling.
Kelly Oubre is an electric scorer at times. Like DiVincenzo doesn't match up with Kelly Oubre.
Yeah.
I think that the Knicks, if they play it right, coaching wise, they need to have their best defensive lineup in the game at the most crucial times. So, like, obviously, DiVincenzo's a great scorer. Bogdanovich, McBride can be, but like in crunch time, the lineup needs to be Brunson, Hart at the 2, Anunoby at the 3, um, Achua at the 4, and Mitchell Robinson at the 5.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way they stack up defensively.
Yeah. I can agree with that. But hmm,
I think the most okay. Do you want to get to like what I think is probably the most intriguing matchup?
yeah. Magic Cavs.
Yeah. Um, because like obviously the Cavs are so stacked, but the Magic have been so sneaky good.
Hmm. But yeah, I mean, who's balled out for the Magic this year?
Um,
I mean, Bencaro. It's really been kind of even. Bencaro 23,
yeah.
Man,
I
Franz
mean,
Wagner
it's
has had a
like
really good year.
Wagner's
Suggs,
really good.
yeah,
So underrated.
yeah. Suggs,
So
Cole Anthony,
underrated.
Wendell Carter. Mo Wagner's averaged 11 this year for them. What? Off the bench? That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Mo Wagner
Um,
averaged 11 for a 5 seed. My God. Wow. Who's
it
coaching
sucks
this
that
team?
Fultz is hurt.
Jamal Mosley. Yeah. Hmm. Gary Harris off the bench as well. They run a really deep lineup, very evenly
Dude,
distributed. But
with Fultz, I think I might give him the edge, but it's really close.
yeah, I
It's
think I
it's like
gotta give it to the
it's
Cavs though.
it's the question of like depth versus star power. Because like obviously Bankero's great, but I wouldn't call
Yeah.
him a star.
I
Wagner's
mean,
super efficient, super
has a
good. Wouldn't call
single
him a star.
player played a playoff game in the rotation.
Um,
Wendell Carter might have with the
Mo
Bulls,
Wagner made a maybe.
but like, did he
Uh,
actually? I think Wendell Carter probably
Joe
did with the
Ingles,
Bulls.
Joe
Yeah, true, Joe
Ingles.
Ingles. But
Um,
I mean,
Gary Harris.
yeah, Gary Harris with the Nuggets. But
Um, but yeah, like, both of their guards averaging 11 or 12 or 13 and 12 and a half and 11 and a half. And then Carter averaging 11, really consistent. Gary
mhm,
Harris is good. Isaac is a great defender. Anthony Black is young. Um, I mean, I kind of want to take the Magic because, like,
yeah. Mm,
I don't know, Suggs is a terrific defender. Keep that in mind. Um, but like, let's just go through this team, right?
uh-huh. For the Cavs or Magic?
Yeah, the Cavs.
Okay.
Like, obviously, Mitchell and Garland is like really scary.
Mhm.
Because Suggs can't guard both of them, but like Suggs and Black maybe can give them a good. The fact that Jarrett Allen is scoring 16 and a half is like unfair because he's
Yeah.
literally a defensive specialist.
Yeah, it's kind of funny actually.
Um,
Mobley
and then
16.
Mobley's so good.
Yeah.
Levert's been amazing off the bench. And no, this team is too good. They
Yeah,
like they do
looking
lack
at
a
it.
they do lack like a little bit of depth. They don't really have a backup point guard, nor do
Mhm.
they have like a backup big. It's kind of all
Yeah.
just like players.
Yeah.
Um, but they're really good.
Yeah. I gotta go with the Cavs here.
Yeah. I wish I wasn't, but
Hmm.
yeah,
But hey, who
I'll go
knows?
Cavs.
Maybe
And
Bankero for his playoff series.
I
We'll
think
see.
if any team is gonna beat the Celtics, it would actually be the Cavs.
I was about to say that too. I think I said that
Like,
earlier this year, like, or maybe it was last year. But if you play the Cat, I think I'd rather play the Bucks and the Cavs, or it's like closer than some people might think. Um, but yeah, it should be an interesting
yeah.
one. Uh,
So Celtics obviously I'd say championship favorites.
oh yeah, for
Um,
sure. Them and I think it's got to be
um,
them and Nuggets one too. I imagine
them Nuggets and
three
Wolves
would
maybe.
probably be the Wolves, but
I
I'm
like
gonna
the Wolves.
go. I'm gonna
Um,
go Celtics Nuggets. I'm gonna go Chuck. Celtics win. I mean, I gotta obviously gotta have them win, but maybe
I'm
this
gonna
is
go
the year. We'll see.
Celtics. I'm gonna go Celtics Wolves just so I can like that like completely justifies my take about Edwards
Yeah, it
being the best
does.
shooting guard in the league. Do you
Yeah,
remember that? Like the whole
yeah.
thing with Coach Mullen.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
Obviously I want the Sixers to win. I think the Celtics will win the
I
championship.
think your
I
finals
like the
should be
T-Wolves
making
to
the
get there.
conference finals. Like Embiid, he's never made it to the conference finals. Just get there, then you can get destroyed by the Celtics. It'll help his narrative a little bit. I think that should be your goal.
Yeah.
Like Embiid has a
I
good
think you
little
just got
couple
to show some
series.
fight.
Yeah, we'll have a couple good
Because I
series and
feel like
make
the
it.
Sixers are poised to either like get another big player or draft another big player.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean we'll see. I would not be surprised if the Celtics don't win. They rely heavily on the three ball, and all it takes is for them to shoot badly, and that's what cost them last year. And I would not be surprised if it cost them again. So we will see though. But that
yeah.
is, I got nothing else to say. You got any final remarks, Nash?
Oh, we got to do reference.
Oh yeah, okay, let's do it really fast. We're at like an hour right now. I'll go first. Mine is one
All right.
word. Feel like you should get it.
We always
That
push off MLB. So, hold on. Let's just pact. MLB is going to be the first thing we talk about on the next episode.
okay. Elmi will be the first thing we
We
talk
always
about next
push it
episode.
off.
All right, we'll make sure. But my reference is one word, Valentine. You gotta know. Valentine.
Is it like a person?
Yeah. Last name
Denzel
Valentine.
Valentine?
Yeah.
Dog. His teeth are all jacked up, but
Uh-huh.
like
It's this one clip with Denzel Valentine.
played at Michigan State.
It's in NBA, in the NBA, I'll tell you that.
Was it like I feel like you went off randomly.
It's actually quite the opposite.
Oh, it's that three, that wild
Yeah.
three that he took.
Yeah,
That
he pulled
like
up in like a transition three, like down by
it's like
two with like 30.
Valentine.
It's like, oh no, Valentine with it. Yeah. So I saw that today and got reminded of it, and I figured I'd use it for my
That's funny. Okay.
stat. But yeah, look up Denzel Valentine.
I've
three-point.
seen it.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm for the audience, but yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay.
that's my.
Okay. So this one's kind of recent.
Mhm.
The announcers go, "Oh, he's a man of the people."
Is it Brad Stevens putting in Taco?
Mm-mm. No,
Ooh.
this is like a couple. This is like a week ago, like less than a week ago.
It's
This
a
is I think this
it's
is
like
the
an
last
NBA
game.
coach putting in somebody.
No,
Ooh.
it's a player does something. It's like yeah,
It's Boban
yeah,
missing the free throw
yep,
for the Wings, right?
yep, yep, yep.
Oh yeah, I
The
saw that's
Clippers fans got
hilarious.
Boban missed a second free throw, like intentionally to
And it
give
was
the
like
Clippers fans
it
free
was a
chicken.
close game too. That's the funniest thing. It wasn't even like a blowout. It was a close game in like the third
Was it
quarter.
really?
Yeah, it was like they were up by like six with like midway through the third. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Shout out
Bro,
Boban, man.
what? I didn't even
But
realize that. I didn't even
yeah,
check.
it wasn't like last couple minutes. You just did like it was actually in the middle of the game. But yeah,
That
shout
is
out
so funny.
Boban for the Wings. But yeah, good as always reference segment. But I
Luckily, the
think
Rockets won.
yeah, can you imagine they like lost by
That would
one?
have been so funny.
I know. But I think that just about wraps up this episode. Went as always a little bit longer than intended. I don't think we've ever actually finished.
Yeah,
At the time
we didn't
we
even do
didn't even
random
do
segment.
random segment or MLB, which is what we were
It's
probably gonna
whatever.
do. But hey,
The
there's always
funniest
next
moments when we're
episode.
talking about NBA anyway.
Exactly. There's always next episode. And yeah, thank you guys for listening, watching, however you receive this entertainment. Follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube, all that good stuff. And yeah,
I actually listen to the podcast via snail mail.
that's pretty tough.
God, it's another thing that's like not funny at all, and I'm ending on that.
And with that
Anyway,
unfunny
bye,
joke from
folks.
Nashville, we will see you guys next time. Peace out.